Hi everyone, hope you've all had a great week. In this week's report, we'll check the lake levels and see where the fish were biting. Pete was at Providence Portal this week and has a fantastic drone video to share with us. There's been a sighting of the elusive Eucumbene Yeti, and I have the exclusive footage to share. There's the weather, visitor pics and videos, and more. Here's the report for the week ending the 14th of September, 2025. It's pleasing to see Lake Eucumbene up again this week, rising 1.1% in the past 7 days. Tantangra Dam is also up 0.2%, and Lake Jindabyne an impressive 2.8%. With more heavy rain forecast next week, we should see the lakes continue to rise. Pete posted these shots taken at Providence Portal. The top pic taken on the 7th of August 2025, and the bottom pic 1 month later on the 6th of September 2025. The pics graphically illustrating just how quickly the lake is filling now. Thanks for the great update, Pete. Craig was back at his favourite lake during the week and was also impressed at just how quickly Lake Eucumbene was rising. As can be seen in these photos, taken just 3 weeks apart, the lake is rapidly approaching the concrete at the old Adaminaby boat ramp. Thanks for the update, Craig. Despite some pretty ordinary weather this week, plenty of people were out and about wetting a line, and some great fish were caught. Benny put in a lot of kilometres in pretty trying weather conditions during the week, but was rewarded for his efforts, landing this nice brown. The fish caught at Middling Bank on soft plastics. Benny adding he was very lucky to catch the fish, with his netman Craig needing some more practice. Nice catch, Benny, and thanks for sharing with the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group. My good mate Andrew spent a couple of very challenging days this week, with Eucumbene throwing wind, rain, and snow his way. Andrew adding the weather was diabolical at times. Andrew covered almost 30 kilometres on foot, walking the banks and casting lures into the shallows. Andrew rewarded for his persistence to land a few edge feeders. Looked like pretty tough going, Andrew, but like you said, it's hard to beat fresh spring trout. Tight lines, mate. My good friend Reno spent Friday evening at Middling Bank and caught a 55 centimetre brown on a woolly bugger. Reno releasing the fish to swim another day. Reno was up early the next morning and braved the -3 degree start to Saturday to land a couple more, including this 50 centimetre brown caught on a green spotted Tassie Devil. This one coming home with Reno and will be a tasty feed. Glad you got back to your favourite lake, Reno, and thanks for the pics, mate. Peter spent 3 days up in the mountains during the week and fished both Lake Eucumbene and Lake Jindabyne in pretty miserable weather. Peter landing these two around Middling Bank and Buckandera, the biggest around 4 pounds. Pete caught the fish on a gold duo Spearhead 70, Peter adding it was the standout lure of the trip. Great to see you back at Yukan, Peter, and thanks for sharing with us. Tiny was out wetting a line in beautiful early spring weather last weekend. Tiny lives just 400 metres from the water's edge at Angler's Reach. Actually, it's probably only 380 metres now the lake is rising. If you're ever up that way and see Tiny, make sure you say g'day and ask him why fishing is a serious business. He's a top bloke and a great friend. See you soon, mate. It won't be long until the river's open to fishing again, and Jim posted this timely pic of an early season nymph that works really well. Jim suggests fishing it under an indicator or use Euro nymph techniques. If the water is running hard early season, look to the less turbulent margins and keep it near the bottom, and you won't go wrong. Thanks for a great tip, Jim. Joe posted another great fly this week, the foam butt deer hair sedge. Based on one of Bob Wyatt's classic 8 flies, this pattern is a true workhorse for any rivers or lakes. The foam butt gives it that semi-buoyant, half-drowned sedge look, making it ride low and natural on the water. These low riders are an essential searching pattern. Whether the fish is sipping caddis or randomly feeding, this fly gets noticed. A must-have for any fly box if you're chasing trout in rivers or lakes. Thanks for posting to the group, Joe. Pete took a great drone video from Providence Portal last Saturday, the 6th of September, of the water flowing from Tantangra Dam and into Lake Eucumbene. Pete also wanted to clear up the myth that the water is pumped from Tantangra. I've heard this false info thousands of times myself. It's all gravity. Tantangra Dam is 1,222 metres and Lake Eucumbene 1,160 metres. The water therefore dropping 62 metres over its 16.6 kilometre journey. And for the record, the maximum flow rate of the tunnel is 20 cubic metres a second, enough water to fill an Olympic swimming pool in around 6 minutes. Have we finally found the Yukan Yeti? So what is a Yeti? Well, it's a large, muscular, ape-like creature with thick fur, sharp teeth, and the ability to walk upright. The Yeti is believed to inhabit the snowy mountains, and on Wednesday night, the 10th of September, reports flooded into social media of a sighting at nearby Angler's Reach, which is even captured on video. I don't know how authentic this video is, but let's take a look.
So we've just got the Yeti out here having a look in his natural environment. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Pretty cool. Snowing pretty well. There's a tough nave in bed. Yeah. Oh, look. Yeti footprints.
Wow, what a discovery. So excited. And there I was, doubting Yetis even existed. I guess I was wrong. If anyone watching sees the elusive Yukan Yeti, please send pics and videos to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group, and we'll spread the word. A mixed bag of weather for Eucumbene for the coming week, with periods of sun and cloud and heavy rain on Tuesday. Maximum temperatures ranging from 15 degrees on Monday and Friday to a cold 6 degrees next Sunday. Ross posted this interesting discovery during the week, and it generated a lot of comments to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group. Some were serious, some downright hilarious, including it's part of a UFO, an old cement mixer, a lost fishing lure, a tunnel lid to China, and my favourite, it's the plug for the lake. Well, I've been going to Lake Eucumbene for over 40 years, and I've never seen it. So what is it? It's a horse mill made by W.N. Nicholson and Son. They were made between 1920 and 1944, so this one could be 100 years old. It's a piece of historical agriculture machinery used to harness the power of a horse to drive other equipment, such as grinding mills and chaff cutters. Great find, Ross, and thanks for sharing with us. Mary posted another great historical image of original Adaminaby this week. This one shows Lake Eucumbene inching closer to the old town back in 1959. You can see the ruins of many buildings that stood proud for decades and gave the old town its unique character. You can also see the main street, Denison, disappearing into the rising waters. Mid-right of the photo, and you'll see a very familiar old residence. It belongs to local legend Paddy Kerrigan and has a very interesting story. Many of you watching this video will either know of or know personally Paddy Kerrigan from old Adaminaby. I vividly remember my dad hiring a tinny from Paddy's boats back in the late 70s and early 80s and heading out on the water. I can still feel the cold rising up through the aluminium of the tinny on one of Eucumbene's freezing mornings. Anyway, the house in the photo was taken in 1961. The large three-storey double brick building was built for Mrs. Thorpe as an accommodation house during 1899. It was 9 foot or 271 centimetres below the top water level of the lake. It was vacated and very badly vandalised and was possibly due to be demolished. It very much resembled Paddy's home in Bundoran, Ireland, that his mother ran as a boarding house during the summer months, and Paddy felt it would be such a shame to see it destroyed. So Paddy decided to see if he could possibly move it above the top water level. He pondered over this for a while and came to the conclusion that if he was to leave the ground floor of the house where it stood and move the top 2 floors only, then he'd only have to move it up the hill less than 50 yards or so. All the experts reckon this was impossible to achieve, saying the house would fall down around Paddy's ears. Needless to say, Paddy successfully moved the house. The whole job from go to woe took just 7 weeks with 2 men, Vince Martin and Paddy. Paddy restored it to its former condition and has lived there ever since. What an amazing story, and just one of many of Paddy's stories. I might do a feature on this wonderful man in a future report. Thanks for generating such a wonderful memory, Mary. David was up at the lake recently and took this great shot of a mob of wallabies out enjoying the snowy morning. Nice pic, and thanks for sharing with us, David. Great friends and part-time Anglers Reach residents Jennifer and Pete sent in this pic of them watching last week's Eucumbene update. The couple over in the Wild West in the Kennedy Range National Park, Gascoyne Junction in Western Australia. I hear Pete's been unwell recently, so I want to wish him all the best, and I hope you'll be feeling 100% again soon, Pete. Thanks for watching from so far away, guys, and I'm glad you used the videos to keep in touch with your favourite lake. I'd love to see where others watch the videos from, so please do what Jennifer and Pete did and snap a pic and post it to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group along with where you are, and you might just see it here in a future report. Peter spent yesterday's perfect spring weather wetting a line at Braemar Bay. I'm not sure if Peter caught a fish this trip, but with conditions like these, it probably doesn't matter. Thanks for sharing, Peter. For pick of the week, I've gone with this great shot taken by Craig last Thursday morning, the 11th of September. It was taken at old Adaminaby looking towards Cobberbold. In the foreground, you'll see the ruins of the original Adaminaby convent, soon once again to be inundated by the rising waters of Lake Eucumbene. Thanks for posting such a great pic, Craig. It's a very iconic Eucumbene shot. This week's fishing meme was sent in by Jill. First time fishing in this lake, eh? After we saw that monster 10.26 pound or 4.65 kilo brown landed by Nathan in last week's video, I think the guy in the water should probably get a bigger boat. Thanks for the laughs, Jill. Well, that's the report for this week. I hope you found it useful. As always, happy to take on any feedback or suggestions. And don't forget, if you're looking for more information on Lake Eucumbene, check out the social media channels. There's the website, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified as soon as I put up new videos. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe, tight lines, and bye for now.